I'm sorry to say that when I came to shipping ministry, I asked, is there any strategy for the port? We had a number of ports. We had seaports. Three seaports, one deep seaport coming up. There was no answer. Nobody knew how to integrate all these things because it is very first step of a strategical structure to be built in Bangladesh. So I hope that by the time I leave, I will put one port strategy that would include all the seaports, and that will also talk about the defense. I give you one example. How many of you ever knew that the most critical strategic structure of Bangladesh has been ruptured? Nobody knew. Please go and stand in front of Ramgarh and ask yourself what the government has done without consulting anyone in the defense. I have a PSO, I have a few generals sitting here, so many generals sitting behind. Ask them if they knew what was happening. They didn't know. This was the fastest work done in the whole of the government, in the existence of Bangladesh government. In 3 months' time, a mega project is almost implemented in 3 months' time. Also, the ACTA project near Drodri Kota minimum 2 years. Go and please see where your defense has been struck. Bangladesh is 54 years. If you would have ever thought, given the answer to your question, where is the parallel road? Where is the parallel road north-south? So many government came, so many government went. And I asked roads and highways, they have a plan, but nobody ever implemented. Your main road is insecure. Forget about big neighbor. Even it is insecure from the small neighbor, if we call it, not small but also big, is Myanmar. They can anytime obstruct your. Look at your port, Chittagong port. Everything is there. Everything. You go into Chittagong and you find everything is on the one road. Think of it. Therefore, finally, I will just say one thing. We don't have even a concept that when we go for bigger national construction or work or something, or bridge or airport, what is the implication of strategic and tactical? Can you, any one of you tell me that you haven't ever consulted when a bridge is made, when a road is made, what class it should be, where this road should be, where it should be going, when the port is made, has anybody asked? When this Pyra port came, did anybody ask the PSOs or who don't have a joint chief of staff? Or anybody? The Prime Minister sitting in that office? Has ever Prime Minister convened that please come, this is the plan? We are making a railway on the Padma Bridge. So this has happened for the last 50 years. Now you find, Air Marshal, that you have no structure. National Security Council does not make structure. They give the ideas of structure. Nobody has ever bothered. Somebody said, well, hill track. Sorry, I'm taking a little time. Ishfaq-e-Ilahi. What's there in that piece? The most contentious, the plan ever made, where these people will go. Nothing said. I told Shontul Arma, where is your red line? How far you think that settlers, as you say, would go and would not go? There is a huge gap. And then he's talking about the land distribution, land survey. Can you imagine what is going to happen? There will be civil war. So when this treaty was made, I'm sorry to say, those who were there for fighting to keep the integrity of the country for last 40 years, they were never even asked that what is meaning of this. Because somebody said, make it, and they made it. Sorry, so your answer, We have no structure. I'm sorry. We have no structure. We have no integration of our forces. I've been telling, I've sent them my write-up also. Please have an integrated headquarters. Don't make it one-man show. I asked for Joint Chief of Staff headquarters. I don't know whether they are working or not. For last 1 year, you don't have structure. You don't have any strategic structure. We talk here, we listen, we ask some questions, go back happily ever after, not being implemented. Sorry, it took some time. When I came from Shanghai, transiting through Hong Kong, and I was sitting in the aircraft, and then the announcement came that there's something gone wrong with the SCT, Chinese SCT, because they don't give clearance. Something has happened in their airspace. So we'll soon take off. When it passed 1 hour, I thought they might say, today's flight is cancelled, we'll go tomorrow. Then I have to again probably apologize that I'm here in Hong Kong, stuck, I cannot come. I landed in Dhaka about 2:30, went to my house about 3:30, and then I got up. My wife pulled me out of the bed. She knew the commitments. So I'm extremely sorry if I'm not coherent. First of all, once again, it's a very important issue that we are talking about. And when I'm sitting here, I'm not representing the government, the interim government. I'm representing myself because I've been part of BISS for long years. When all of you were in service, I was here. I was fortunate enough to formulate a few of areas when BISS invited me. Today I'm sitting on this table. I feel very uncomfortable. I should have been there to asking questions. First of all, let me give my thought. Where we are, the Bangladeshis, we're thinking in isolation of which we should, of our national policies. When we talk of geostrategy and we talk of geopolitics, all of you know what it is. It's a geography which dictates you what to do in national, in military, in any aspect of the world, in economy. And we are actually, if you look at these countries of ours, we are nothing but we are prisoners in the hand of the geography. Many of you must have read the book by Tim Marshall, which defines that how you become prisoner, but then how you play the best. I think General Akbar put 3 cardinal things for Bangladesh. I never think Bangladesh is a very small country with 160 million resident people. When I go to Middle East, just recently I was there in Labour conference, I was told that people of Bangladesh are rebuilding Middle East, which is true. And everywhere I went, I met these Bangladeshis. I went to a market, Arafah market, I believe, in Dubai. It's a fruit and vegetable market. 75% of the shops are owned by Bangladeshi origin. And when I went there, they would not let me get out. And they won't allow me to even pay for the fruits I was buying. And they all contributed. Even the hierarchy of the Dubai national leaders or UAE national leaders, when I met many of them, they all said how Bangladesh is contributing in their development. I went to Qatar before I went to Shanghai. In Doha, I saw the the stadium they made for World Cup, and they all said that the minister said it was not possible for us if the Bangladeshis were not there. You know, there's a stadium made by containers, and since the contribution of Bangladeshis, they wanted to give this free. But then our government calculated that free means it's not free. You have to carry them back. And that gets a lot of money. However, what I'm trying to say, we're not a small country. We're 160 million people. And not only that, look at the makeup of the people. 99%, if I saw 98%, is cohesive. There is no friction. There is no friction. We speak same, we eat same thing, we think same thing, our culture is same. There's nothing, except the little part of the tribal people we have. So, except that, there's hardly any country in the subcontinent which is this kind of absolute people who think same thing, who eat same thing. If we want to go and burn somebody's house every day, everybody does it. There's no. So therefore, our politics is also like that. One cannot think that another party will come and think out of the box. So, what are we looking at? We have this, what a tremendous manpower. 60% of the manpower that we have, less than 40 years. 60%. Very few countries has this kind of integrated manpower. I'm talking about one single nationality, if I may call it so. 60% below 40. And they are running the country, not us. And therefore, when it comes to Gen Z, they come out with something else. I'm in fully contact with their senior leaders who are now trying to form a political government. Their thinking is absolutely different. They don't carry any burden of 1971. They don't carry any burden of the history. They want to see their country in a different manner. When somebody asked about whether people consulted with the other political parties or not, asking the World Human Right to come and establish, my dear sir, the political parties were there for 30, 40 years. Even then, 150 minimum people do not know where they are. This country was not liberated for that. To people to be picked up, killed, and put into Ayanagar. Where in this subcontinent any country has dealt with their own people like this? You show me. Give me an example. So when people are that kind of people who have been going door to door to the political parties, to the political people, what happened? Is anybody raised a question? No one. We degraded ourselves by doing it. It's unfortunate that today the people in uniform who are being implicated. Who did it? Not themselves. They were made into monsters. I'm sorry to say. And I'm a very straightforward talker. A whole nation knows. And what I'm saying is not only government version, it's my version. Who said? Last 10 years and 15 years, I was not invited into any military function. Why? Would you answer, sir? Would you please answer? What political party you're talking about?
Are you asking me, sir?
I'm asking you because you raised this point.
No, you misunderstood.
Okay, please, I don't want to go into debate. I'm saying what I've said.
You said about the process.
Yes,
Right?
I can understand the process.
Strategic culture.
The people who have lost their dear one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so please see, our solution is different. This is a different country. So we have to think. We have to think together. If I think that my geopolitics is mine, is absolutely wrong. Look at the subcontinent. It should have been one in thinking of the geopolitics and the strategy and everything. But could it remain? No. Today, the factors are who is fighting with whom, who has what problem, and we are sucked into that. We are really sucked into that conflict. We had SARC, we have no SARC because there's a conflict between two. So, where you can think in isolation, our geopolitics, it's all interdependent. It's all interdependent. If we have unstable neighbor, even in a small faction, if we are unstable, let's say Northeast specifically, we are unstable. If there is an instability or instability within the subcontinent, we are unstable. So therefore it is interlinked. You can't say that I will do it myself. You can't do it. This is not the world now. Therefore, when we talk of our security, our geopolitics, we must think that what vulnerability the others have. If the others are vulnerable, we are vulnerable. Today we are talking about Indian Ocean. If there is a conflict in Indian Ocean, not because of us, because of some other people, it's going to affect us. Think of it, there's a nuclear war between, let's say, theoretically, our neighbor, three of the neighbors are nuclear weapon. They're each powerful of themselves. If there's small little spark of the nuclear explosion, what's going to happen to this country? You can't hide like ostrich that I don't know what is happening. Therefore, we are very much concerned. Pakistan, India, and China having nuclear. So much so even Myanmar is thinking go nuclear. Therefore, it is I would say, it's all interlocked. We have to think our geopolitics. Even you remain in isolation. You can't remain in isolation unless your region and the neighbors are peaceful. Therefore, I would say our geopolitical ambition should be to keep all relations with everyone to an extent that it does not hamper my own national interest. And that's what I can say, and that's what I think. Because I don't have any quarrel with, let's say, my neighbor. After 5th of August, I never went and closed my borders. I didn't close Benapole. I didn't close Bamra. I was standing there and they said, sir, so-and-so said, from tomorrow there will be no export to Bangladesh. I said, Alhamdulillah, welcome. We can find out somebody else. So thing is that it's not me. I'm a small country. I can't go and fight like Israelis. They are supported by everybody. We are not. So we have to think and we have to evolve our own strategy, tactics, how we can survive and achieve our national goal. That's what we want to do. Even I would say, I request on the political people as well, they have to think as one. You have political philosophy everywhere, but you have to think as one. Let's take lesson from the other countries, how they deal collectively as a nation, and then how they chuck out their own issues. So I see whole thing as a Bangladeshi, as a sitting in a very responsible area, that my interest is first, and then I of course welcome merging or other interests if it helps me as a nation. I can't shut down everyone and say to hell with you and to hell with you. We are open to everybody, provided that serves my interest and my purpose. So I would request, definitely, I didn't want to go into details. I do bit of out of interest, I do a bit of studies on these issues. For the last 1 year, I could not. But one thing I would say that I'm learning a lot, particularly getting into the shipping ministry, which is very much connected to the geopolitics of the region. It's not only Bangladesh, and I do take care of it. Once again, I'm saying that we are not against anybody. We can't afford to be against anyone. We want to defend, flourish within ourselves with the help of the friends. And anybody can be hostile. If anybody wants to be hostile, he harms himself, not us. We are very resilient country for that matter. Lastly, one word I must say about the problem that we have, that the Rohingya issue, we handle very badly. Let us talk about. Let us see. I've been studying this issue since 1992, when I was forced to deploy against then Burma, now Myanmar, on same Rohingya issue. We've been handling Rohingya issue not very prudently, and today we don't know which side to go, where to go. We are still not, to me, we are still not handling properly. One has to remember that it is their country, they have to go back. no way that we try to absorb saying that, 11 lakhs or 12 lakhs or 13 lakhs, nothing. This is happened nowhere in the world. Settling a third country, remember there's a racism. If you talk about Syrians, you are talking about a racist regime. So therefore, look at that also. Subcontinent people are at this moment very, very rare to be taken and on the third world. Maybe talent hunt is there, but not ordinary people. Therefore, we have to think and decide what to do with it. That remains it. The fact remains on the ground that Arakan army, whatever you may say, they are affected. You just cannot brush away like that because they represent the local people of Rakhine. What you should do is they to think, not me, but we must take care, we must take notice of the present, and we must take notice of fact that the Myanmar or Rakhine has only one country which is the border, and that's Bangladesh. They need us, we need them. But in future, the dispensation is not going to be the same. You might find strange neighbor with you. Therefore, one has to prepare to deal with strange neighbor as well. Think it over. It's up to you. Thank you very much once again for inviting me. I'm very grateful to you. And I'm sorry, as I said, I was a little maybe non-coherent after so many hours of flight without much rest. And I'm no young man.